Hi guys, Ronda Winstead here. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me. I want to show you my finished tags from video 2 that I just did. So this is a design team project for Barbara with 49 Dragonflies, and I'll put all of her links and information in the description below so you can go check out her store. She's got some amazing things that you'll want to take a look at for sure. Okay, so just to, for those that didn't happen to watch the others, let me just recap for just a sec. I made the video 1, I made a collage sheet with some book pages, a large book page, and then I collaged on the front and on the back to create a really pretty background for tags. And then on the back, I put plain so you can journal on the back of the tags, things like this. Okay, and the way I cut them up, I cut one section. This is just what I did. One section, and these measure, I don't know that you're even going to want to know this, but these were 3.5 inches, so I cut, well, it depends on the size of your page, right? So anyway, yeah, I don't need to give you that, but so I made one cut this way, and then I decided what length I wanted, and I made a cut this way. And then I cut this way, decided what width I wanted, and cut that depth. And then I decided what length I wanted this one, and cut this way. So I have two. These are just, I would call these more journaling cards, journaling spots. And then this is what I had remaining, and I took one a little bit larger, and then I divided what I had left into half. And that's how I did mine. But look, you guys, I am so pleased with how these all turned out. I'm just thrilled with them. I tried to do them differently, just adding little bits here and there. Like this particular one, this is all one image. Let me show you real quick if I can bring it up. Yeah. So you can get a page with, that has all these pre-done images. And I wanted to try one in this. And so what I added to that, I added one of these guys, one of these notes. I put it underneath, behind, and then put this down. And then I added a doily. I added some cheesecloth. And then this is also one of the digital downloads that you can get. And I added this on there. And I think that's gorgeous. I think it's so pretty. And it looks like you've just spent tons of time layering and layering and layering. And yet it's lightweight, it's sturdy, it's heavy because of how we created, the tags originally with a collage page or paper. Okay, so just showing you real quick, just playing around with different things, different elements. This is some of my own paper. It's like a drop cloth paper from my own spraying. And so I just thought that would go beautifully. And I got to use my new pinking shear cutter. And here again, just adding little bits of cheesecloth, lace. I decided to do a tag on this one and just stapled it. And then put a little bit of lace here. And this image was on the background, and I went ahead and had another printed copy, and so just cut around that image to make it pop a little bit more. And these, I love this tag. I love this. All I did here was add some glassine paper so it tones down the background. And then I put these little butterflies in a row, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And then I added some colors to this one to kind of give it a little frou-frou to bring out the colors in the tag. And anyway, so yeah. This one you saw, and these two little journaling spots, just really sweet. Again, just using digitals and images and just a little here, a little there, a little bit of lace, a little bit of cheesecloth. Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to make sure you saw those. And now we are finally, video 3, we're going to make the envelope pocket. Okay, so grab some of your junk envelopes. They can be coffee dyed or not. That's up to you. Sometimes they're easier to work with if they're not coffee dyed, but it really doesn't matter, except that we're going to be covering up the pages. So, you might as well use something that's just a junk envelope. Okay, so I'm going to turn the video off. I'm going to get a bunch of my supplies, and then we're just going to glue. I'll tell you what I did stitching wise, but we don't have to stitch. And we'll make this cute little pocket that can go in a journal, and we're recycling, so we're using up junk envelopes, so we're not putting that into the landfill, and it just feels good, doesn't it? All right, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, so what I have picked, and I'm showing you the difference. This one has been coffee dyed, and I have a coffee dyeing method. I just spritz. I put it in a spray bottle and spray it on. So this is kind of cool, and you would get a little more vintage look on the clear envelope part, this clear part, than if you do it plain. So those are things to think about. Now, coming back to the one I did as a prototype, what I did, I took this particular or one similar to this, and I decided how long I wanted, my spot to be, and then I just folded it up somewhat. I don't know if that's the same or not. Well, pretty close. Pretty close. Let's see. Just kind of showing you a couple of options here before we actually, get going. Let's see, let me bring that out a little bit more. Okay, so you're going to decide how deep or how skinny you want your pocket and how tall you want your journaling spot to be. So that's the first thing that you're going to do. And I think, just for fun, well, wait, this has 2. I should do this one because I have 2 here so that you can see how I did that. I mean, it's super simple. You can certainly do it yourself. Go on ahead. And I know some of you are just, you're just kind of wanting just bare basic because you are so amazing and good that you really don't need direction. So what I'm doing now is I'm opening it up, and I am going to, with my letter opener, I'm going to open from the top, and I'm going to open it from the bottom. That gives me this space to work in, okay? I'm going to do this pocket a little bit differently than I did here. What I did here was I glued these 2 images to the actual clear, it's like a glassine, or anyway, plastic, clear plastic. I glued the images here so that you don't see anything else. But this time, what I want to do is to glue something pretty on here so that when this is closed or when the tag is out, that you have this pretty paper behind. Did that make sense? Okay, so if you're going to glue your image like this particular one, then that's what you want to do now. You want to go ahead and pick your images, and you know, you kind of have to look at them through the window so that you can get an idea of where you need to glue, and make sure that you don't extend from here into this space, so you'll have a real small, about 1/8 of an inch or even less, just a real small area here. Now you can go a little more down on this side, and on this side you can extend and up here. But right here, be careful about that, because you could, you know, have a straight, plain edge looking thing, and then you're trying to put your image and you've glued it and you've kind of messed it up. So that's the only thing really I think to think about on that. Okay, so I'm going to, let's pick on this new set of amazing images that I just printed out, and these have been gifted to me as a design team member, and I am very grateful. Barbara is amazing. She's just a sweet gal. And her prices are really reasonable too, you guys. They're really good. So, you know, even without being, I would purchase her products. Okay. So I want something. I'm just kind of looking over obviously I'm going to have to trim it. Now that's kind of cool. That would be pretty. Let's just showcase. And I think that I'm going to go ahead and do one image to cover both, you know, not do a separate thing here and a separate thing here. That gives me a little bit more playroom. That could be cool too. Let's see. Let's bring this back over and play around a little bit. I want it to be able to show. That would be nice. Okay. We're just going to audition these, as they say. Ooh, I like that too. That's very pretty. I kind of like, you know, having a little bit of that in there as well. Okay, that's definitely a possibility. I'm going to set that in a different spot. And let's continue on. They're all so pretty. This would be very pretty. Very pretty. Just like so. Oh, yeah. That's gorgeous, too. Oh, Gonna set that one aside as a possibility. I mean, they're all just beautiful, but obviously for different applications, you have favorites for different reasons. Okay. Oh, that's pretty too. I love that. Oh, love these colors. Oh my, yeah. That's really pretty. I think I like this one a little bit better because it pops the blue there, but you get that gorgeous cranberry. So I'm going to set that aside with the possibilities. And that's very good. See, that's really pretty, just like that. Then if you wanted to mix in, isn't that pretty? Mix in your colors, then that gives you lots of options. Ooh la la. Now, if I were doing something, this would even work, you know, in a fall theme that would be absolutely stunning. Oh, that's very sweet. Now that could be very sweet. Look at that, just kind of highlighted on its own. Okay, okay, let's bring down, you gotta shout out loud, guys. Okay, it's between these three. Let's do it again, and you guys help me decide. We have this one, and it could be a variety. I mean, I could keep it, I could just cut out the pink completely, but I kind of like that. And then this is pretty, as is this and this. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that. Okay. This is hard. Okay. Oh, so pretty. Oh, isn't that just... I love that too. I really... And even just that. Isn't that stunning? Just like that. I mean, I love this too, and I hadn't even really looked at this possibility. And this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. Whoops, wrong way. I want to bring it up a little bit so you can see with me, so we can pick together. All right. And then this one with the cranberries and the blue and the green and the yellow. Okay, I have to eliminate. So I'm taking that one out, and now it's between these two. These two. This one where I can just go to town. This one where I can highlight these gorgeous colors. Or this one that I can highlight this amazing flower and add these buds in here. One of these. You know what? Okay. It's this one. It's this one, guys. I hope you're agreeing with me. If you're not, I love you anyway. I love you anyway, really. Now, help me decide. Do we want this? This gives us a little more leeway in our color, but technically they all blend, so it really doesn't cut off anything. You just see a bud and part of a flower, and here you see the gorgeous flower in full bloom. I think we'll go with this. I think we'll go with this. Let's just do it. Okay, now I want to, how do I want to do this? Want to move this just a hair over, and I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut that, let's see, with my, let me get my paper. Rotary. Okay. Good. We're doing good. And let's see, we want to, let's fold that up. And we definitely want to cut this part off. We will, I could go ahead and glue the whole thing down, but I don't want to waste this gorgeous paper because I can use those. Absolutely. Now, let's see if we do this like right there. Let's just try it. See what we think. that pretty good? We want to raise this up a bit. Or was this fine just the way it was? I'm thinking it might be just fine. Yeah. Well, that was easy. That was easy. Okay, let's go ahead then and get this glued down. And we will move on to finish decorating this envelope, recycled envelope pocket, journal, ephemera, I don't know what you want to call it. You know what I'm talking about though. Okay, so we're just going to locate this here. Okay, looks good. Keeping in mind that you want to stay away from the fold in here and even come out just a little bit, like you can see that I have done where the line is, so that it doesn't bunch up and make it difficult for you. Now I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to lift up this flap and I'm going to glue this back down. Okay, want all of this glued down securely. Let's go ahead and do the other end the same way. We'll go ahead and glue that down as well. Okay. Alrighty. Now we have some options here now, actually, and let's talk about them. And as I'm thinking about the options, I'm like starting to get crazy. It's like, oh, let's try this or let's try that. I need to try to keep it to what I showed you here. You can certainly adjust and adapt. Now, if you want extra thickness on your pocket, then you can glue these two parts together, okay? We are going to put paper down. We are going to cover this outside. We're also going to cover this. It doesn't have to be covered clear down here, but far enough down that you won't see it. And then, of course, we will glue papers to this side as well. And I think I did not do this in the other one, but I think I want to do this. I'm going to cut this little corner out. Because I don't want it to be as bulky as it appears that it's going to be. And of course, you know, these are good to keep, to use for other things, right? Okay, so, and we want to make sure that we cut this enough so it is not going to impede the folding. And that looks like it's going to be just a teeny bit. So how I'm fixing that is I just move my fold down just a smidgen. Just a bare minimum. Okay. So, let me think about this for a minute. Okay, we're gonna, if a person wants to stitch, they would do that. Okay, so we're going to decorate this side up, and just to make it easy for us, we're going to decorate it this way. This way. And then obviously this way. So that when I open this up, then I'm decorating in the right direction. Like this, I might have a tendency to want to decorate in a different direction. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. So we then just have to decide, and I'm just gonna randomly put some of these gorgeous papers on. It's so pretty that some of them, in all honesty, they really don't need to be decorated at all. And sometimes when you're working on a project that you want to get done and you've got a lot to do, sometimes it's kind of nice to have the availability, of just putting gorgeous things down and calling it good. Now here, what we can do, and I think what I want to do is take a smidgen off here. I'm just using my tear ruler on this. You use whatever it is that you have. And now we're going to come down. I'm leaving actually just a teeny little border on mine, but I will go around the edges and ink that, and so that will actually be kind of nice. And I could, if I wanted to, I could go ahead and ink this and then ink around the edge as well. But I'm not going to do that for this one. We're just going to try to keep this one as simple as we possibly can. For those of you that know me and have been with me for a while, you know that simple isn't always a word in my vocabulary. But I try. I keep trying. And it does feel good to recycle and to use up these envelopes for good things. Okay. Got that done. Yeah, this is going to be great. Now, let's do something here. And we've still got some gorgeous papers going on with this, so we can, oh my gosh, look at that. Let's see. How would that look? That could work. That could work, you guys. It's like it's meant to be. I am going to trim this off just a little bit so it has the same kind of finish. Where's my tear ruler? Here it is. This might be a little tricky when I'm trying to do itty bitty pieces. It sometimes grabs because the paper is fairly heavy. It's not a lightweight copy paper. And I'm trimming that as well. And then we will add that. There's a little bit that you can see through there. I'm not going to let it worry me. After all, this is recycled and I don't think it hurts. It's just really fun to I know it just seems so silly, right? But it's just fun to glue and turn pretties. I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. Beautiful. All right, now for this part. And we will have to get a little bit more careful. Now, what we could also do here, you guys, you could use ribbon, paper ribbon, probably, well, you could use cloth ribbon as well. You just have to make sure that your envelope is sturdy enough to hold the weight. But you could use washi tape as well in between there on these little skinny bits. I am going to, let's take a look at what we have left on this particular one that we tore into. So I could do this to where, look how cool that looks. Yeah. Okay. So this is where the end is, kind of, sort of. All right. Gonna kind of play around with that just a minute. Kind of pre-fold that and make sure. And I suppose you could cut out, you know, your windows. You could do one and then cut your windows out, but that wasn't my plan. So we don't have sunshine here today. Last night we got a lot of rain. I don't know where you are, what the weather is like. Hopefully you are doing well, and maybe in your neck of the woods you're getting some good sunshine. I hope so. I love the sun, you guys. I just love the sun. I love it when my studio is full of light. Okay, let's kind of fold this up as we take a peek. And oh darn, as it happens, this is kind of, we're working on pinks. Who'd have thought? Right? Okay, so that's going to work there. Let's do this down here, and we'll just kind of eyeball this as well. Well, maybe we'll measure this one. Maybe we'll measure. So 1 inch would be fabulous. And so 1 inch is about there. Okay. Ah! Did you see that? It moved on me, guys. Maybe it'll be okay though, because this comes over. Okay, I think we're gonna be okay. Looks a little funky. Let me see if I can kind of straighten that up just a little bit. This is, you know, sorry, but this is what happens in real creating. Sometimes it goes amazingly well, and sometimes we hit roadblocks. But we just, you know, we just keep going. Okay, there we go. And this will come. Now you decide whether you want any of the end, you know, the paper around the window to show. I'm kind of giving myself a little bit of an edge, and so if it shows, I actually think that's kind of cool. But what I will do is I will ink around the edge before I glue that on. I'll wait to do the ends, but I'll want to do this because I don't want to mess up the window there, and I'll ink this part too. So we've got that much, and it's just, you know, it's just a matter of just looking, taking a pic, you know, seeing what you got. And you don't have to use the same papers that you do some of your pockets. You can mix it all up. You can have book pages, you can have journaling pages, you can have vintage whatever, you can have, I mean, anything. There's no rule here, guys. the rule, if there is a rule, I guess it's enjoy yourself, be creative, and just feel good, you know, feel good about yourself. Sometimes the creating isn't about anybody else, but our way of expressing who we are and of connecting sometimes with ourselves. And just, you know, acknowledging that, hey, you know, we're not perfect, but we're good people. We're good people. All right. But I am liking this, so I'm doing this, and I'm keeping it really simple, which is good too. All right, so I'm going to, will that go there? Not quite long enough. I need about a 1/2 inch. So I'm just taking a look at what I've got here and just kind of eyeballing and sometimes measuring, sometimes not. It just depends. And here again, we're just getting all the papers. I'm waiting to glue it all together till I feel like I've kind of got an idea of what I want to do. Okay, so this one can be, well, actually it can be, I'm going to put another paper there. So we'll have one here. We'll have one here. And that can be trimmed off that way. And we'll have this one here. We'll trim that down there. And we'll put a piece there and here. And then this one, nope, not that one. I had one. This one, what did I do? What did I do, guys? Was this for the side? I can't remember now. I cannot remember. Is that maybe for up there? That's what I'm thinking. Can I do it for the side? I absolutely can. Look at that. I can. And then we need a little goodie right in here. And I think what I want to do is, okay, now I'm going to start edging and gluing before I do this last piece. I think this is going to be my very last piece. So let's go ahead and we will edge the part that is, well, I think this is right side up, so I guess we didn't mean to, but I guess we'll edge both of these. We'll put that right there. You know, it's interesting. We've been having, for those of you that don't know, we are going to be selling our home. And we've been interviewing realtors. And the ones that came a couple of days ago, it was a family of father, mother, and daughter that are, you know, that do it together. Very nice people. And the mother and daughter, when they came into my studio, they were like, oh, where were you? I'm like, well, I've been here. Oh, I just got married a few months ago and I ordered. Anyway, she was telling me what all she had done and ordered and this and that and the costs. And she's like, oh, I wish I would have known that you were here. So that was kind of fun to have some people look at the space and not see it as a horror, you know what I mean? But to look at it as beautiful and creative and fun. And because obviously when you're selling your home, the more generic that you can make it, it's good for other people to imagine themselves in your home. And when you make it super, super personal, then it sometimes impedes that process. It makes it harder for people to envision their own, stuff in there. So anyway, that was just kind of a fun little sidelight. And we are actually going with our first realtor. We bought this house from her, but when it came time, when it comes down to that, we just felt like, because of the market and because of just everything, that we needed to make sure that we were making a good decision. But it turned out, which we were both very happy, that she's still our gal. And so that will be very nice. Okay, I think I'm going to do one bigger than this because I don't want these to show, these little curves. And I have to make it like this. So instead, I'm just going to do another one. That'll be the easiest thing to do here. So let's do that. That's kind of crookedy. On that side. Is crookedy a word? I'm not sure. I am not sure, you guys, if it's even a word or not. Okay, so we will just continue on as we're going, and we'll have this journaling pocket, double pocket, done. This is just fun to do with you guys. Just fun. Okay, so there we go. Again. And you don't have to ink around everything. And I wasn't going to ink around the edges, but I had to turn the one side the other way, and so it ended up getting inked. I'm really liking this. Really liking this. Okay, so I am going to take off just a bit here. Okay, we'll ink around here and then we'll put that last piece on. So, still no word on our mission, but we're still well within the time frame that they told us. We knew that it wasn't going to be super, super fast, and they take their time and, to make sure they get it right for us. And so we're very happy and grateful for that. I will tell you that when we first were looking to sell our home, when we were talking about this new adventure that we're going to be going on, we had been given some pricing for our home, which was like crazy in a good way, knowing that it is a seller's market right now because of COVID and how things are backlogged and whatnot. But what we were not expecting was, let's see, that even in those few weeks since we first discussed this, prices have gone up even more. It's nuts. I don't know. Are you guys finding that everything is just going kind of crazy. At least here in the U.S. In many areas, that's kind of how it is. It's just, I mean, it's good, but I don't know. When it's time for us to come back, it might be more difficult, you know, to get ourselves a home if prices don't, you know, moderate. I don't know. We'll just, you know, it is what it is. We'll just take it as it comes. Okie doke. This will be our last little piece. And we will put this together. Now I did the previous one very differently. And you can kind of gauge and judge for yourself what you like best. Part of me likes this, but part of me thinks I like this better because I've got a little more papers going on, a little different kinds of papers. But I haven't done any decorating of this one either, just covering it. So maybe I'll change my mind. I'd love to hear what is working for you or not. Alrighty. I feel kind of bad. I had a subscriber comment, and she asked me to please stop chatting so much and thanked me. I mean, she was polite, and I responded to her. I'm real sorry. I chat. It's kind of what I do. And so she unsubscribed and wished me the best of luck. And you know, you can't please everybody. You just can't. And I do enjoy visiting with you guys. I really do. You're kind of like my extended family. And so I know there are many YouTube channels out there, and there are many people that really don't chat. There are those that just do the video and music. And while I am subscribed to some of those channels, honest and truthfully, I don't watch them very much because much of what I do, I like to create along, I like to create along with my, those that I subscribe to. I like to be working along with. And if they're talking to me about the process, then I can kind of work on my own thing as well. And still I can look down and up and look down and up, here and there, and still know what's going on. But those that are silent, that just have the video, I have to be watching constantly. And for me, that makes it hard. And so I just don't watch those as often. Not that they're not wonderful videos. I'm certainly not saying that. And I will tell all of you, those of you that are new to watching, new to creating any of it, it takes courage, you guys, to be out there in front of you guys and do these kinds of things. It takes courage. And so I would never say anything negative about, well, I won't say never, ever, because then, something's going to happen that you feel like you've got to say something. But it would be very, very rare for me to diss on somebody's channel and have that for the world to see. I just wouldn't want to do that. Okay. Okay. So here's our pocket. And here is another pocket. Now, what you want to decide, do you want it to open in the top or do you want it to open in the side to slip in? This one is pretty much what it is. So, I think for this one, let's do it differently. We did this one to open from the top, and that basically is just, I just clipped with my, I will show you, and this is 1.5 inch circle punch, you know, and I just came in and just snipped just a little bit to open that up. Sometimes with your circle punches, when you're snipping an opening, it won't cut clearly or really nicely crisp and clean. So if you add a little more paper in there, give it more body, then it will give you a better cut. Just as a little side note there. I think for this one, let's go ahead and we'll call it, let's do it on the side. Let's do it on the side, just for fun. And I'm gonna glue it just because some of you don't have access to a sewing machine. I don't want you to feel left out. I love you. And we will just glue this on the edge. We will glue this down. We will fold that in. And then we will glue on our two sides. Try to get them as close to the edge as possible. And glue that down. This is gorgeous. I love this. So then you've got your, you know, your little pocket. Obviously, I need to wait before I try to open that up, or it will open on its own. But look, you see, when that does, look what I've got. Isn't that pretty? And I don't know, would this one fit in here or not? Well, it would, but we've got this going on, so we'd probably want one of our others. Let's get one. And because we did it this way, oh, that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Now you can make your, you could do this first and then you could design your tags so that the part that you want to really stand out and shine would be where the little windows are as well. This one would be a little tighter fit, but it's still, well, it would go in there. See? Okay, I'm going to re-glue that. I'm going to quit futzing around here, you guys. I'm going to quit futzing and let that dry. And it is fairly fast, but it's not immediate. Okay, so what you can do now is you can add an element. You could put a butterfly on it. You could put one of these on it. Let's go to and see what we've got. We could put something like this on it. We could add some cheesecloth to the envelope outside. I'm just kind of glancing through what I've got here. Got this. That's beautiful, but it's a little big. Let's see. Would this work? Oh, isn't that pretty? That's really pretty. Okay. Okay. This is the fun part, guys. This is where you just kind of go to town and you just decide. And see, I like that also. So you just decide and you decorate to your heart's content and just play. This is, I mean, it's all play. But it's therapy. It's therapy as well. When we do things that we love to do that are creative, it makes us feel good. And when we feel good, we're nicer people. We're nicer to other people. We love each other better and more fully. All right, I'm sure this video has gone on plenty long enough, so I'm going to close it down. Just wanted to share Barbara's amazing papers, her tags, the collage. I've had so much fun being on her design team, and she's just a wonderful gal. And obviously, when I'm on my mission, I won't be able to do that. And so, anyway, just know I love you guys. And until next video, please, please, please have a fabulous day. Bye-bye now. I know the video is technically over, but I did want to show you the finished product. So I have added little bits and bobs here and there. When you take the tag out, it's gorgeous. Turn it over on the other side, and it's absolutely yummy. So there you go. Have a great day. Bye-bye.